Sanibonani and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dogozo. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are having another one of our chit-chats, our conversations. I think I'm going to make it a thing, a regular thing, maybe monthly. Monthly is a lot, but I'm going to make it regular chats, conversations around. Today we're having a conversation around passion and purpose and finding your passion, finding your purpose in life. So yes, and it is a chit chat, get ready with me makeup situation. So I will be doing this look. I do hope that you enjoyed the video, and yes, let's get into it. I've done my brows, but they look insane for reasons that are in this vlog. So if you want to know what's going on with my brows, contact my blog. So anyway, let me get started on this today's conversation. I don't want to make these like regular things, so if you do want that, like the video so I know that you like the video, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, wow, so I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to Wisdom and Wellness by Mpumi Dudaba, and the one where she interviews season 2, the first episode of season 2, and she was interviewing Nomdeni Mdaki, and they was talking about passion and purpose and all of that stuff. So why do I always do this? I don't actually want to start with my foundation, so I don't know why I did that. Anyway, so the thought of having a conversation about passion came to me, and I was like, you know what, let me do it, because it's not the first podcast that I've listened to. I listened to Jay Shetty quite a bit. Who else do I listen to? I just been listening to podcasts, child. Like, if the title is interesting, I'm willing to hear what you have to say. So anyway, yeah, and they're speaking about passion quite a bit, and it's just one of those things. Just one of those things that our entire lives we've heard about it. You must have a passion. You must follow your passion, and everyone was created with a purpose. God created you with a purpose, so everyone has a purpose in them. And so that's the mindset you go around in life having, that I have a purpose, I need to find it, and I need to operate in it. And if I'm not operating in my passion or my purpose, I'm not doing the right thing. So obviously you're going through school and you're like, okay, I kind of find this interesting. Is this my passion? Is this my purpose? Is this what I'm meant to be doing? I don't know. I don't know. It's not very clear. Like, it's not like it's written somewhere with yes, my child, And the one thing that you go around life and you're constantly questioning whether the thing you should be doing is what you're doing, what you should be doing. The thing that you're doing is what you should be doing. And you obviously hear all kinds of advice, and people will tell you all kinds of things. And some of them are helpful, some of them are not helpful, and sometimes you're like, okay, like, I'm hearing what you're saying, but how do I do that in a practical sense? For me, the biggest thing is the one, listen to God. I hear what you're saying, and you know what? He do be speaking sometimes, but sometimes he's not saying anything. What do I do then? Like, where do I go? Do I just keep moving forward and hoping that at some point it's gonna be like, oh yeah, sweetie, that's not what you meant to be, or yeah, sweetie, keep going. It becomes very tricky. So yeah, basically. So I'm one of those people, and I don't think I was like operating in my passion like ever. Growing up, I was always doing extra curriculum. I was there. Count me in. Like, if there's an extra curriculum going on, I'm within. Like, count me in. I will try things. I will, you know, be doing things nobody asked me to do, and I will try them out, like until I get bored, basically. So once it starts boring me, I move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And I think over time, or the one thing that I've realized, which wasn't new information once again, but I'll explain how it wasn't new information, was um, so I love listening to celebrity interviews. I don't know why. I find it so interesting. Like this person that everyone knows, and then hearing them just talk about their journey and talk about their struggles and give advice and stuff. I find that so interesting. So I'm constantly hearing about how people either stumbled upon what they're doing, or it's just something that's always been there, etc., etc., etc. And the common pattern that I have realized is that's this there's just a way that people find their passion, or they start, you know, operating in their passion. Something's happening to my passion. I want to put water on it, so it's not mixing properly. Anyway, which was so affirming. So the way that people are finding their passions, talking about finding their passions, was so affirming that, you know, as long as you're moving forward, you're doing something right. Um, so yeah, basically that's what happened. And yeah, so when I was saying that it wasn't new information, um, my mom was one of those people that pays attention to the things that we like, the things that we do, and she'll randomly bring it up. Like, you used to like doing XYZ, why don't you do it anymore? And kind of boring. And then it's like, no, you should look into that. I was like, girl, bye. It's boring. I literally just said it's boring. Why are you trying to make me do this thing? And I never really got it, so I just let her be and talk about it and be like, okay, whatever, girl. I hear you, but I don't hear you. So anyway, that's basically what it is. And yeah, I should constantly be like, oh, there's something there. You should expert, like, girl, bye. There's nothing there. It's boring. I'm bored of it now. I've moved on. Let it go now. Like, obviously, I didn't say that to her because that's my mom. But in my head, I'd literally be thinking, okay, you've literally been bringing this up for years now, and you can see I'm not doing it. Let it go, you know? But I'm now starting to see that she had a point. She really, really had a point, because I was listening to Wisdom and Wellness, as I said, and Unomdeni was talking about how um, finding your passion is more about following the breadcrumbs. So whatever you're called to right now, do that. And when you get called to the next thing, do that. At some point, you will see the full circle moment. Why am I doing green eyeshadow? When did we get here? This was not the intention. You saw what color I started with, ne? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, and I've heard this before. It wasn't the first time hearing it. You know, people say it a lot, like, start with where you are, with what you have. I think I've also said it, actually. And it makes sense. Like, yes, of course, start with where you are, with what you have. You're not going to be big in 2 seconds, or it might even not even be the thing that you stay in. It might be like a passing lesson, a passing moment, you know, part of the process building you to becoming whatever it is you're trying to become, and it's all well and good, but I think hearing from her that, you know, life is not linear. You don't have to have like one interest or one passion or just one thing that makes your boat move. Whatever the saying is, there's a saying about makes your gravy float. I think that's it. Um, yeah, like it's okay to go from the one thing to the other. It's at some points it brings itself back, I guess. So yeah, it brings itself back. Um, that's basically what's happening. So anyway, there was another video that I watched a while ago about passion, and the guy made an example. I don't know who it was. I'm sure if I find it, I'll link it below. I'll also link the podcast, like the Wisdom and Wellness podcast, in the description box so you can find it. But the guy made an example about dating. You find your person, the person that you like, and then over time you like them less and less, and then you break up and move on to the next person, and then you like them less and less, and then you break up and you move on to the next person. Basically, if you're constantly doing that, you're gonna be chasing like that initial feeling of desire, and it's not always the case. Like, it's not always gonna be like that first moment, ooh, this looks good, hold on, am I doing something, anyway. Desire is something that needs to be flamed, and I honestly don't remember how he said we need to flame the desire, so these are my own words, but I think through practice and growth, the more you do something, the more you grow in it, the more you get excited about it. But also, in the same breath, it's also okay to be like, okay, you know what, this no longer interests me. I want to move on to the next thing. What am I saying around passion? Okay, so as a 20-something-year-old, there's a lot of pressure to be like, okay, you're at that age where you should be finding your passion, or someone's asking you, what are you passionate about? I'm passionate about everything. Like, I'm one of those people, like, I get obsessed. Whenever I find something I like, I get obsessed about it. Like, I'm sure if I found an interest to play the flute today, I would get obsessed with the flute. Like, that would be the only thing that I want to do for the next however long it takes me. And then I'll just lose interest. But there's also things that are just, they're there, they're my hobby. This, for example, I love it. It's one of those things. I think this might be my passion. I think makeup is my passion. Talking is not my passion, but it might be. But it's not my. I don't like talking, actually. I do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like giving speech. No, I don't. I get so nervous whenever I have to. But I'm good at it. I think. If it was to give a speech, you'd agree. But I'm not giving a speech, so we're here. Yeah. So that was the thing that. What was I talking about? I've completely lost my train of thought. See, talking is not my passion, but here I am. And I have proven to actually enjoy it, even though I don't want to. But yeah, this also brings me back to the whole thing about life not being linear. Like, as a person, you're allowed to grow, you're allowed to experience new things. You're allowed to have new desires, new goals, new everything. I think I always say this whenever I speak about goals, is that you're allowed to change your mind. Like yesterday I didn't like talking, but today I do. So here we are about that. I need to fix my brows. They look insane. Like I look like a crazy person. My goodness. So yes. So yes, I just thought that brought me so much comfort and um, you know, yeah, it's so affirming to know that it's a process, finding your purpose, your passion, your purpose, your desires is a purpose, and even getting to a point where you're operating in that place. It's a process. It's a million little steps leading you in that direction. And the one thing that I will say that I feel like um, I'm doing right, and it's honestly, I want to give props to my mom for instilling that, even though she was probably just doing it on her own accord. Like she wasn't trying to instill anything, she was just doing it because she's that person. But not being afraid to like step into a space and see what you can do in it. um yeah, yeah, I think those things end up being the things that lead you to your passion. Those steps, those activities, um yeah, it ends up adding together to become your purpose. I didn't put primer and I'm suffering. So yes, I am here to encourage, to affirm, to let you know that you're on the right path. I'm nowhere near. Okay, let me not say I'm nowhere near it because I don't be knowing, but I feel like I'm not. I haven't found that ultimate thing. But knowing that I'm doing something I like, I have a hobby I like, something is moving. I feel like I'm moving, and I feel like I'm actually so close to that breakthrough that everyone is always chasing after, always wanting. It's Yeah, it's been a long road because some of the things are things that popped out of nowhere, like desires or dreams that popped out of nowhere, and I was like, tried to fight it, tried to, argue with it, and everyone. And some of them are things that, I've always had interest in, or, they've always been embedded somewhere in my mind, or I was just not aware that I was interested in it. I was just doing it for the sake of doing it. Because it also be like that sometimes. I'm just doing things just because they need to get done. So yes, let me finish off. This is short and sweet and delicious, right? Not me getting makeup on my. Okay. All right. So this is our final look, and we have reached the end of the video. I am saying all of this, all of the rambling, to say that wherever you are right now, do that as best as you can. If you are a mom, be the best mom you can be. If you are a sister, if you are, I don't know why they're all family related, if you are a chef, if you are a technician, whatever, just be the best that you can be, because the lessons and the value that you can get from that are possibly what's going to lead you to your passion. But even if that's your passion, you're operating in your passion right now, do it the best that you can, because you'll get even better, you'll grow even more. And yeah, that is it from me. I do hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Also comment down below, let me know what you thought, your thoughts, your passions, your desires, your hopes and dreams. I would like to hear from you guys, you know what I'm saying? And yes, please remember to subscribe and join me, yes, as we have more of these conversations. I do hope that you enjoyed the video and you found value in it. Thank you so much for watching.